We get a lot of calls every day, guys wanting to sell cars. 90% of them are cars that just don't fit what we're doing here. Hello.
Hi, Peter. Jeff Woodward here, Fairview Fittings.
How are you, Jeff? Real good. How about you?
Good, thanks. So I've got a couple of cars here I'm interested in maybe selling to you.
What have you got?
I've got 3 Cadillacs, 1976 convertibles.
Is there anything special about the cars?
Well, they're all convertibles. They're 1976. Supposedly the last year GM was going to produce them.
Yep.
And I've got, they're not the Centennial though.
They're not Centennials. 76 Cadillac convertibles, they're interesting cars. If they're the bicentennials, they're really interesting. Straight cars, it's got to be something special. Are they either completely restored or great originals?
No, they're original, put on blocks back in 1976 and my dad bought them.
What's the mileage on them?
Range anywhere from, I think, 30 to about 120 miles.
So when you say 30 miles, you don't mean 30,000, you mean 30 miles.
30 miles to maybe, I think the one might have max 120.
Okay. When he tells me the car has 30 miles, I'm thinking 30,000, not for us. And then it clicked, no, he said 30 miles. Sure, yeah, no, I'd love to see the cars.
3 days after seeing that super original Cobra, I was still on a high about original cars. So my dad told me he found 3 cars that have been parked since '76 with virtually no miles on them. They were Cadillacs.
It's kind of interesting. The mid-late 70s was the first time you had people buying cars for investment thinking they were going to go up. 76 Cadillacs, that was a perfect example. There's lots of them with relatively low mileage. 78 Indy Pace Car Corvettes, again, lots of them with super low mileage. Those cars were really tucked away and people thought they were going to be special. The interesting thing is 40 years later, those cars still have not taken off.
Hi, Peter.
Hello, Robin.
I'm Robin. Hi.
How are you? Good
nice
to meet you.
Come on in, please.
I'm Gary.
Hi, Gary. Nice to meet you. This
Hello.
is Leslie.
Oh. So what's the story on the cars?
Well, Dad decided that since the convertibles were not going to be produced anymore by GM, that he thought they'd be a great investment.
I think it might be easier to deal with the second generation on some of these cars. They really didn't buy these cars thinking they were going to go up. The father would be a different story. He might be a little bit more stubborn. This is really found money for the 3 kids, and they've seen the car sit there for the last 40 years and not really do anything. So I think the timing is great. How many did he buy?
Total 8.
Wow.
So
8?
Yep.
And how many do you have left?
we actually have 4 that are here in storage. We have 1 on the road in Florida.
And you want to sell just the 3, correct?
Yep, just the 3.
Okay. I think the 4 kids have seen these cars sit there for 40 years and not really go up in value. So I think the timing is great. Tell me about each car.
Well, basically each car came from a different dealer, and we have just gone through with them coming up and brought in here, put into storage back in 1976, and they've been here as you see
In this
them.
location?
In this location where we're standing, yeah.
Okay.
They've been here ever since. This car just recently was taken down just to see and get
Serviced?
Yeah, basically service, see if it worked.
Okay. And the other 2 are just...
Up still where they were. Yeah,
Wow.
they haven't been moved.
Okay. And what's the mileage on them?
It depends on which car you're looking at. The least is 30 miles, and the maximum is 250.
Wow. Okay. Okay, mind if we just have a look around?
Please, take a
Okay.
look around. They're all fine.
No doubt about it, these cars are perfect. This guy really bought these things for a pure investment, drove them to this shop, put them up on jacks, and left them. So he just jacked them up and that was it.
Yes, it is. 1976, and here they rest.
So purely just a speculation investment.
When he heard that there would be no further convertible Cadillacs, he thought he'd found something that was going to be very, very valuable. And his idea, we only had the 4 left, was that each child would have one.
Ah, I see.
So I used to think that this would be my car,
Right,
but you know,
but it's never been down.
it's never been down. So it hasn't really, you know, I haven't driven it, but it's a gorgeous car.
How many miles is this one?
That's a good question. They go from 30 up to
30
yeah.
on this one, on your car, 30.
On my car.
Yeah.
I was so lucky. It's interesting, this one doesn't have a spare tire.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, where are the spares?
Well, strangely enough, my father, when the Hunt brothers were going to take over the silver market back
Okay.
in the early 80s, my dad bought a whole bunch of silver, But he didn't want anyone to know about that either.
Okay.
So he stored the silver bars in the trunk of this car.
So it was a double investment.
It was a double investment.
Huh. So that's where the spare and they're not
We
here
don't know
anymore.
where the spare is, but hey, I don't know where the silver bars are either.
Okay. Huh. Wow, that's a neat story. The Cadillacs with the silver in the trunk, I don't think either investment really worked out as planned.
After Gary had the opportunity to look at a great Cobra, he's really starting to get into original cars. So I took him out to look at 3 original Cadillacs that the family's owned since brand new. One of the keys to doing a deal, especially a multi-car deal, is making these people's lives simple. They finally come to terms with, we're selling the car, we're moving on. So now, rather than making them start the cars, drag them out, get them running, go through all that process, the easier we can make their life, the easier we can do a deal. Well, this one looks like it's been cleaned up, but the others haven't been touched at all, huh?
That's correct. No, they haven't been touched at all. We did the cleaning up of this one to make sure A, they'd work, and B, to get it going, and that just showed us they're still in good shape.
Okay. And what are you asking?
Well, we just had an appraisal done on the cars. The appraisal came back at 38 to 42 per car.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking at.
Okay. 38 to 42, that's closer to retail than it is to what we want to buy these at. One, I can't pay you that. It's not a wrong number. The appraisal is fairly accurate, okay? Looking at the mileage and all that stuff. But I gotta get them going, and I understand this one you've serviced, so it's good to go. But you have to maybe change the tank, strain the fuel, go through the brakes, go through everything, get them running and driving. It's gonna cost a little bit of money. They need to be cleaned up. You can see the paint is faded on all the rubber pieces and that. So it's gonna need a cleanup, it's gonna need a detail, it's gonna need all that sort of stuff. And I need to make some money.
I've got to start making some money. I know some of the work's been done. I know that we've had the tanks emptied a number of years ago, so they should be good.
Yeah.
Based on the work we did on the white one, they were very good. It actually started up fairly quickly once they put new good gas in
Right,
and everything.
sure.
So I understand your concerns, though. I definitely understand the need to make money, but they were investments for us originally, so we were sort of looking to still be able to hope to make something. Maybe not what Dad wanted, but definitely looking at something.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
I'm at 28. What are you thinking?
Well, we're probably, if we're going to do, are we going to do all of them, one of them?
I would buy all of them. I'll make your life simple. I'll come in, I'll take them off the jack stands, I'll do everything. You don't have to touch them.
I think what my dad means is that I'm gonna come in, take them off the jack stands, clean them up and load them up and take them away and make everyone's life simple.
Well, that's good that you're going to take them down, because I wouldn't want something to happen to them when we're taking them down.
You know, there's special cars that you chase for a long time and you're willing to pay retail for because that car really can't be duplicated. These cars don't fall in that category. There's lots of low mileage 76 Caddy convertibles. This falls back into the old business model, the used car model, buy low, sell high, and make a spread.
I'm probably thinking I can get my sisters and brother to agree to maybe something around 100, maybe 105. I might try and keep them down to 100.
So you're looking at 33 a piece.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm standing.
I'll go 30. 90 grand for the 3.
30. Okay. I think we can maybe make that work, okay? Because you're going to do it as is. Great,
Okay,
Peter. Thank you.